I'm in a town where we have a lot of people who are refugees who have come, some from Somalia, some from Bosnia. I've never heard one of them say that America's a terrible place. And then I hear Representative Omar say, oh, America's a terrible place. I thought there'd be justice and there's no justice here. And it's like, well, she came here and we fed her, we clothed her, she got welfare, she got school, she got health care. And then, lo and behold, she has the honor of actually winning a seat in Congress, and she says we're a terrible country.
They tried to silence the crowd, but the chant was deafening. Send her back. What sparked it? Senator Rand Paul just unloaded on Ilhan Omar, calling out her ungratefulness toward the very country that gave her everything. And what he said next has Democrats scrambling for damage control. Stay tuned till the end, because Rand's final line hit harder than anyone expected. If you love this country and you're tired of watching America get trashed by those who benefit from it the most, hit like, tap subscribe, and turn on that bell right now. Let's get into it.
I'm willing to contribute to buy her a ticket to go visit Somalia, and I think she could look and maybe learn a little bit about the disaster that is Somalia, that has no capitalism, has no God-given rights guaranteed in a constitution, and then maybe after she's visited Somalia for a while, she might come back and appreciate America more.
Well, today, tears are flowing through the Capitol. Everybody's screaming, everyone's crying. So what's the occasion? Well, Congresswoman Omar got voted off the Foreign Affairs Committee.
The question is on adoption of the resolution. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those in favor say no. No. It's the opinion of the chair that the ayes have it and the resolution is agreed to, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Does that remind you of anything? McCarthy yanked Omar off Foreign Affairs to pay back Pelosi for yanking his people off committees. He didn't want to do it, doesn't think it's right, but he had to do it. You can't let Democrats boot your boys off committees and turn the other cheek. What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Representative Ilhan Omar. Of a really great state. I almost won for the first time in decades and decades, Minnesota. Obviously and importantly, Omar has a history of launching vicious anti-Semitic screeds.
Well, just not let it happen again. Swalwell and Schiff got the boot from Intel because they're liars, leakers, and Chinese spy sleepers. And Elon got axed because of anti-Semitism. She called Israel evil and said, you know, Jews, it's all about the money. But Omar says she loves Jews, and she had no idea there was a thing with Jews and money.
I certainly did not or was not aware that the word hypnotize was a trope. I wasn't aware of the fact that there are tropes about Jews and money. That has been a very enlightening part of this journey.
I think Adam Schiff's Jewish. He's looking at her like, that's like me telling dumb blonde jokes and Dana getting upset. And I say, Dana, I never knew people tease blondes about their brains. Even I couldn't play that dumb. And it's easy for me. So 2 white guys got stripped and then a Muslim woman. So how does AOC see it? Omar was fired because of 9/11.
As a fellow New Yorker, I think one of the things that we should talk about here is also one of the disgusting legacies after 9/11 has been the targeting and racism against Muslim Americans throughout the United States of America, and this is an extension of that legacy.
Whoa! So some people did some things to Omar, and that's racist. And if the racist Republicans don't shut up, the squad is going to die.
Consistency, there is nothing consistent with the Republican Party's continued attack except for the racism and incitement of violence against women of color in this body. I had a member of the Republican caucus threaten my life, and you all and the Republican caucus rewarded him with one of the most prestigious committee assignments in this Congress. This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology when my life was threatened. Thank you.
Whoa! I haven't seen AOC that angry since somebody called her a big booty Latina.
See this guy right there? Right there. When I was walking up, he said, hey, right in front of a Capitol Police officer, said, hey, here's this, look at that big ass, look at that big juicy booty, this Latina, like whatever, all the bunch of racist, sexist stuff.
This was only the beginning. Apparently, Omar losing a committee seat was worse than January 6th.
Republicans are waging a blatantly Islamophobic and racist attack on Congresswoman Omar. And I've said it before, I will say it again. The white supremacy happening is unbelievable. This is despicable.
Ilhan Omar has a long history of blasting the very nation that rescued her from a war-torn country. Time and time again, she's painted America as an oppressive land, ignoring the freedoms, the prosperity, and the opportunity that millions around the world still dream of. But this week, Rand Paul had enough. Speaking out during a Senate session, he reminded Americans exactly what this country has done for people like Omar, and how insulting it is to hear one of its own lawmakers call America a terrible place. Paul didn't sugarcoat a thing. He laid it out clearly. Omar came here as a refugee. America fed her, educated her, protected her, and gave her the freedom to rise all the way to the halls of Congress. And instead of gratitude, she calls our country unjust. That's when Paul delivered the knockout. He said, maybe she should go visit Somalia, see what a country looks like without capitalism, without God-given rights, and without freedom. That line alone exploded online. Millions of Americans nodding their heads, saying, finally, someone said what we've all been thinking. Because here's the truth. Most refugees come here and love this country with everything they've got. They know what hardship really looks like. But Omar? She's turned her back on the nation that gave her a second chance. Rand Paul's comments struck a nerve, not because they were cruel, but because they were true. America isn't perfect, but it's the best experiment in liberty and justice that the world has ever seen. And if someone can't see that after living here, maybe they need a reminder of what life looks like without freedom. And as that crowd roared, send her back, it wasn't about hate. It was about frustration, a boiling point for Americans tired of seeing our values, our Constitution, and our history dragged through the mud by people who should know better. This isn't about Ilhan Omar personally. It's about what she represents, a growing movement that takes America's blessings for granted. But patriots like Rand Paul still stand tall, reminding us that freedom isn't free, and gratitude matters. If you're proud to be an American, hit that like button, share this video, and drop a comment saying God bless America. Because as long as we keep speaking up, they can't silence us. This is Dali, where patriots still have a voice.